Oh my gosh, I'm on live. Let me type this in the box here. Conversations. The making of all my help with, yes, Cliff Will. I'm gonna pin this. Hi guys. Come on, come in, come in. While we wait for Cliff to arrive, because tonight is actually the first Conversations series that I'm starting. And this one in particular is the making of all my help. So I want to welcome you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. And oh, actually Cliff just joined. Hey Cliff. We're gonna get him in here. Really excited to talk with Cliff and share with you guys our process when we wrote All My Help. We're also gonna play the song, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna give you a sneak peek of the single that's being released on the 8th of January that I'm very excited about. So, hey Journey, hey Dawn, thanks guys for coming. Let me see if I can add him in here. Is invited, and we are rolling. There he is. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? This almost feels like FaceTime, but not.
Right.
It's like FaceTime in front of the world.
Considering like we're on two opposite sides of the world right now.
Completely opposite sides of the world right now. That's crazy. Technology is amazing, right?
It's amazing. It's funny because we're usually on opposite sides of the world together on tour or something, but
Facts. This is facts. I think this is one of the, well, I don't want to say the first times, but because I can't talk today, apparently. Both you and I have been around the world twice since our first international tour together.
right.
Yeah. That was my first time. That was your first time crossing the pond, right?
No, I've been a couple of times.
Well. Let me just back up and say it was my first international tour with Cliff. You were on my first international tour. with Nick.
Yeah, with funk music and the types of venues that we were playing and the places that we were seeing and exploring. Yeah, it was definitely a mini of first.
It was so much fun. We have probably some of the best memories from that tour specifically, like
Yeah.
the craziest memories. How are you, first of all?
I'm doing pretty good. I think 2022 is off to a pretty good start,
Yeah.
If we haven't learned anything since 2020 is that the wheel keeps turning, like you just have to keep going no matter what. So last year a lot of curveballs, but we're still in the game, pushing forward. I'm so excited to hear this remix and what you've been working on across the pond. I think the song has always been very special to not just us, but everyone who's encountered it so far, and I think
Yeah.
the song people resonate with. So I'm excited how you can how you remixed it so that, we can just already get far.
Yeah, I have to tell you, like before I even play it, I am so excited about it. It's turned into like the complete opposite of what it was when we wrote it, which is interesting because the song takes on the same feel and the same vibe. You know, ever since we wrote the song, we both said like this song needs to be in movies. This song needs to be on television. Like this is a placement worthy song and it's cinematic. Like there's just such a feel to it. There's a drive to it, and that same drive, that same feel is in this remix, but it's almost like I like to call it like the Avengers version. Like if if the Avengers were about to fight or take on whatever, like this would be the song that would play in that moment. This would be the version that would play in that regard, you know?
Right, right. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to play it for you. But first, I want to kind of play the original song, if it's okay with you. I'm still developing this little format here, but I did come up with some questions that I thought it would be cool for both me and you to answer. And then I thought we could play the song first. And if people haven't heard it, you know, they'll get an opportunity to hear that original version. We'll talk about how we kind of came about with the song, and then we can sneak peek the international remix. What you think? Is that a good format?
Yeah.
First of all, how's my family? How's Ella Ray? How is Kyra? How's Jen?
Everybody's doing great. Ella Ray has gone from 5.9 pounds when she was born, brought her home, to now 12 pounds now, just eating everything. The same. um, she's amazing. She's just starting to smile and starting to, like, respond to our facial interaction. That's really fun. My 3-year-old Kyra is jumping around probably right now as we speak. She's full of joy, full of joy. And Jen is doing great. She's singing more.
Good.
We're back on our fitness track. So that's why I'm like, I hope
Yeah.
give me some energy, because everyone needs energy this year. We need to fitness, health as well. So we've been back on, just eating at home and cooking our own meals, and um, different dance stuff. She likes to do the dance videos and all that stuff. So, just keeping active, and that's what we've been doing. Especially when you have little kids, they keep you active. So,
First of all, it's so crazy because I remember when you had no babies. I remember that, and it probably seems like a distant memory for you now because it's such a part of your everyday existence. It's so crazy, but it's been beautiful to watch, watch your journey even as a father and with your family. I've told you guys before, you guys are one of my favorite couples and have become one of my favorite families. Like watching your journey unfold, I think a lot of people feel that way, especially those that watch the 24 and Married account and kind of follow you guys on that. Like it's really beautiful to see your guys' journey, and I've always appreciated that you guys are very open and honest with how you share that. You don't always just give us the highlight reel. Like, you talk about things being hard, or you post inspirational quotes and things, because life is not always Jesus and flowers. So I've always appreciated that about you guys.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and also I have to point out your backdrop, come through backdrop. Like it's everything. I love it.
All right. Well, speaking of, look who came to join us.
Kyra!
Hey.
Hi, Nisi. Do you remember me? It's been a while. I've been traveling. How are you?
Say hi. Say I'm good.
It's good to see you, mamas.
It's good to see you.
I don't know if you see Cliff, but Berkeley's on here too. He's actually just down the hall, but he's popped on live to support too.
Oh, yeah. So, Bert, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah. We're out here he's out here doing the thing too in Korea. People are falling in love with him out here the same way that they fall in love with him everywhere he goes.
So amazing. That's what it's about. Just reaching
Yeah.
and building your brand.
Absolutely.
You want to hear the song? Okay, you got to be quiet, okay?
Okay, Kyra, you ready to hear All My Help?
Yeah.
It's the song me and your dad wrote. Okay, I'm gonna play it now. So, without further ado, this is the song that Cliff and I wrote in 2018. We released it in 2019 on all platforms. It's called All My Help, and here we go. Thousand times I came to you. Can you hear it? Okay. Always know just what to do. And when my world is caving in, it gives me peace from deep within. Pushing my way through the pain, hoping to see the light. Standing alone in the rain, it's only you and I. All my help, all my help, all my help comes from the way you run to me when I'm calling. Leaving things my hands can't hold. Moving forward, I will go. Chasing my way through the storm. Struggling to just hold on. Pushing my way through the pain. Hoping to see the light. Give me a reason to try. Now I can realize. Carry a heart like a dove. Your love gives me wings to fly. Spinning alone and soaring. It's only you and I. All my help, all my help, all my help comes from the way you run to me when I'm calling name. All my help, all my help, all my help comes from the way you run to me when I'm calling name. When I'm calling all my help comes from the way you run to me when I call your name. Woo! Still bumps. It still bumps. It still has the same effect on me when I listen to it, I think.
Yeah,
I get goosebumps.
I think I've always wanted it to have like a refreshing type of feel, like ethereal. I think that was one of the words when we first sat down, remember?
Yes.
Trying to figure out like what type of direction do we want this song to have? Like refreshing, ethereal, breathtaking, those types of moments that you kind of
Cinematic.
cinematic, yeah. You can't talk about it. You just have to live it, it's an experience.
Yeah.
We try, to our best to capture that in a song.
I think we did. I mean, I don't want to sound too boastful, but I remember that day when we sat down and we were like, okay, yay, we're here. We're going to write a song. Like, what are we going to do? What direction? How are we going to do this? And I remember telling you the feel word. Like, I connect more with things when it's feel. I connect more when I can when feel the music and feel my way through the music as opposed to being so technical or trying to come up with something that would provide a space to run all over or like it's a feel and I think that we captured that. I remember also when we sat down, you were like, okay, well, feel. And then you just started kind of playing stuff on the piano. And I don't know that you had anything specific in mind when you started playing, but you just started playing chords and you were like, just tell me when you hear something that you like. And I think I stopped you at one point because you played some kind of progression that was similar to what now is the song. And I was like, that's nice. Like, what is that? Do that again. And then we kind of just navigated from there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's a feeling, and it's a feeling I think that everyone has, but
Hmm.
everyone experiences their own way, because that's
Yeah.
your walk of life. So
Yeah.
to even say, "Hey, what is that?" That's our paths kind of crossing in a sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Who are some of your inspirations when you're playing chords and sitting down and thinking about the word feel? Like, who inspires you?
right. Off the back, it's like Stevie Wonder. Like, I mean, when you talk about people who write music that you feel, that like makes you want to get up and dance, or that makes you want to cry, or that makes you remember a love, or that puts you in a Christmas spirit, or that puts you in an angry spirit, in a protest spirit. Like everything that Stevie writes makes you want to feel what he's talking about. So to be able to off the back, like and it's not like it's like, oh, I think that's what he's talking about. It's very clear, like from the first hit of the drum, like it's very evident, like, oh, this is the mood we're in. This is what we're talking about. So Stevie is a heavy influence on me. Um, Gospel music is like Richard Smallwood,
Mhm.
from DC. He's from DC. Um, So that the same thing, feel type, just same with creating a feel and creating the vibe. Especially I moved to LA and everything's about the vibe and and
It
and
is. It's all vibe. And it's funny because when you step outside of LA and you travel to other countries or other places, you see that there's similarities across the globe. Like everybody might have different types of music they like. For instance, in Korea, there's a lot of K-pop, right? It's flooded with K-pop. But no matter what song we sing on any given night here, working here, when it's a vibe and everybody can feel it. The people, even if they don't understand the language, they somehow know the words to the song, and it's a feel. There's a vibe. There's no denying that when it's there, when the energy is right and it's coagulated, so to speak, in the perfect way. It's just right. Like there's no denying that. I think we were able to capture that with All My Help.
I agree.
I think we knew the assignment. Amen. Okay. What are the folks saying these days? We understood the assignment. Yeah. But I also wanted to ask you, what was the best part of the collaboration for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't the best part, because there's many parts, right? Like we were
Right.
close together. I had some sessions when I met up with the co-producer Stefan Litt, who's an amazing writer and producer in his own right. Um,
Right.
Met up with him in his studio and kind of got some things together. He helped me transform a lot of the production. Um, uh, from us getting together to take the pictures, like that was really cool.
That was really funny.
It's really
I, I remember that day too. I remember almost falling off of the bridge in North Hollywood. I remember the chain link fence that was like across with little holes in it. We were trying to like maneuver.
there's no sign that says we can't, so that means we can't.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many things that made it very what this song actually means to us, very personal, very emotional in a sense, because there was a connection throughout the whole thing, where we were just very determined to make a good song, to write something that feels good and that makes you want to reminisce on it.
Yeah. And I remember even after we wrote the song and everything was finished and mixed and mastered, also shout out to Parks David, who did the editing for the cover single, which was really dope. Um, I remember trying to figure out, well, when do I want to release it? Like, how do I want to, I feel like every piece of it needed to be special. And I remember the campfire happened in 2018. And when we released the song, I decided to release it on the anniversary of the campfire that happened up in Northern California and connect the song even further because having gone through that process, I understood in a very personal way what those words really meant, you know, and I saw people, I mean, a lot of the lyrics of the song say, all my help comes from the way you run to me when I call your name. And that's what my city did. Everybody was rushing to make sure that everybody was okay and could make it out. And there was so much of that dynamic that I felt it even more appropriate and even more special to connect it in that way. So yeah, I think we understood the assignment.
Like, that was the main part of the song, and that's I remember when we were first trying to figure out what's going to be our main hook and what's going to turn heads when people hear it, you know, over and over, because that's what you say the most out of the song.
Yeah.
I think the idea of needing help is definitely huge right now, and every all over the world. You know, it's a global thing. Like everyone is struggling. There's not a day that goes by that something is going wrong, and we need to respond in a traumatic way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So the idea of um, all my help from when I call your name, not even when there's trouble, just the mention of mentioning your name, you already know that I need your help. Like there's that assurance immediately. And that's what people need, you know? So I'm pretty sure you gave that connecting the song with the victims of the campfires. And not only was it given to you, you know, people giving out to you, but you giving back to the song, just that reminder, you know, that
Mm-hmm.
you just need that one person you can call immediately and they'll help that you know the situation is fixed just because you know I know the person to call. That's a great,
Yeah.
you know. So cheers to try us both trotting the world. I just had a one-off in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago. I'm going back to Hawaii in February.
Oh,
So, but cheers, I'm saying cheers to us just trotting the world and finding new friends, you know, those people we can call on and help, right? Help, call on them time.
yeah. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, you hit the nail on the head because every piece of the song from the time that we sat down and conceptualized what we wanted to talk about, how we wanted to structure the chords, how we wanted to structure even the timing. I remember for the record, and I even get this confused, and this is my song, so I'm embarrassed to even say that on live, but whenever I'm trying to, in rehearsals, trying to, you know, teach a new band the song, for instance, we've been playing it here in Korea every night, and we've played it here before, and some of the lifeguards that work around the pool where we perform every night even remember the song from before, and they were excited about it, so that was like, oh wow. But I'm always like, well, we kind of structured it differently. It was like 4/4, then 3/4, and there was a bar here and there. And I remember going through that with you, and even with my limited understanding of theory, was like trying to wrap my mind around how are we going to do this and how do I relay this. So
Yeah, I think the idea of, because I know we changed it, we had like 9/8 time signature, and then in pre-chorus we go to like 6/8. Um, so it was a whirlwind, but we figured it out. Because
yeah,
I think we wanted like just the actual marching pattern to go on towards the pre-chorus and then going into the chorus was definitely, but this kind of fairy tale type of whimsical type of beginning for,
yeah,
to kind of just create that, like you said, creating the feel,
hmm,
reminiscing and understanding to get you familiar with the idea of uh, your body even understanding that it needs help. and then who and then to put yourself in the mindset of, well, who could I call, who could I reach out to in this time of needing help, you know.
Right. Whimsical is a good word too, because I think where that measure changes and we switched it to 6/8 for 2 bars, I don't know. It does give a drive, a push, into the chorus, which is like the big finale, the climax. And that's the part that everybody, it warms my heart anytime anyone says it. But everyone I talk to, they're like, oh, I love your song. Oh, my help, and they just sing that one line. And they may know none of the other parts of the song that we thought were just super dope, but that one line that they know, and that's the title of the song. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud that we constructed it that way, and that what they remember is the title, and it does stick with them, and that it makes them feel something. I think oftentimes as artists, our biggest job is to implement feel into the human experience, because we all go through the same things, right? But the beauty of songwriters and artists is that we get to tell a story that you might relate to. We get to, emote a song that might be personal to you in some way, either lyrically or musically, and somehow that connects us all to each other. And going around the world, I'm sure you could probably attest to this as well. I find no matter where I go in the world that we all have more things in common than we do different. We all sort of want the same things. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants peace and joy for the most part. Some people choose violence, but another life. But for the most part, everybody just wants happiness and to love and to be loved and to make some coins and to have some things to show for themselves and create some type of legacy for their future or their family. And this song, I think, really conceptually connects a lot of those walks of life.
Agree.
Well, that being said, let me see. Is there the best part of the collaboration for me, just to go back to that question, was definitely working with you. I had the opportunity I think I played a few 77 lounges with you way back when, before we went on tour. And at that time, whatever was going on, I just came in and did the show, and it was like, okay, hey, how's it going? And then when we went on tour, we really got a chance to get to know each other, and I found a friend. And I feel like once we sat down to write the song, it was, as artists, sometimes it's hard to find people that you can really connect with and just feel free to be yourself with and just write whatever you want. So for me, the best part of the collaboration was definitely getting to work with my friend and feeling safe and comfortable to talk about whatever, and just be able to create the song in that type of environment. I don't take that for granted, because I feel like so many artists are sort of forced, like, okay, we're going to have a session, it's going to be with these people, and they wrote for this person and that person, and it's this machine, rather than the opportunity to really create something beautiful from a safe, comfortable place.
Yeah. I have to really agree, and thank you for bringing that up, because like living in LA, you go to many sessions, or you hear about these sessions about artists not being happy with the people they have to work with, or they have
Yeah.
this person or what have you. But my word of the year has definitely been organic, and when you can create those relationships with people you first like, coming with you, look, then that way it's not so hard to create gold. You're not to find your goal. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that relationship is already established. Those identities, those paths I've already crossed. Um, so it was great. It's fun befriending you. It's a representation of the artwork. I talk being a music director now. It's very interesting how some of my work I feel like is less with the music, but more with the feel and everyone feels about the music and what we're doing. It's more so than it is, learning notes. It's more about how are you going to play the songs? Do you want to learn the songs? What type of mindset are you in to be able and to even function in rehearsal? You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that I think we need to start addressing that more when we approach people and build relationships. Like, be authentic, be yourself, because that's what you attract, and then that way you're able to get to your goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the only way to approach all of that stuff. If the more authentic that we become ourselves, I think the better, we can show up to a situation, and the better we can bring to the situation. I always say, like, I have to remind myself sometimes, no, that's why they hired me. They hired me because I'm me, not because I'm them, or not because I'm. And the same transfers, I think, over into artistry and writing music, and reminding ourselves that what is different and authentic about us individually is what's special about us. That is your super juice, or your superhero thing. Like, that is your superpower. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, well, this was really fun. I want to play the international remix for you. I also have to say, we would be remiss if we did not shout out. Do you remember the final vocal session? What's funny about that is it was literally, I think, the night before I was scheduled to come to Korea the first time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And shout out to Samantha Blanchard. She engineered the final vocal session, and I remember you were tough on me. You were tough on me that night for good reason. And we got what we needed. And I'm glad that you were tough on me. But it was definitely a tough session, because I was like, oh my God, if he doesn't just let me finish this song, I just want to sing it the way I want to sing it. And I kept trying to do like all these tricks, because I was like, this is my song. It's a ballad. I want to sing. And you were like, remember the feel, like, remember to tell the story. And I was like, okay, whatever. So wait, you're telling me I can't do this run? Like, what do you mean? I'm a singer. I'm supposed to sing. But it makes all the sense now. And actually, I don't know if I ever told you this, but later on that year after Korea, the first time, I would have a conversation with Ricky Minor. Did I ever tell you about that conversation? I actually ran into him at Fryman Canyon because I like to hike there when I'm home, and he also likes to hike there. And I ran into him and we exchanged emails. Of course, I told him, yeah, all of that, uh, all of that. And I sent him all my help and a couple of other videos. And he said the same thing. He said that in that song, I told the story well. And it reminded him of when he worked with Whitney. And that was his biggest critique with her, was tell the story, Whit, like, tell the story. And he always kind of compared to Jennifer Hudson, to say that they both have wonderful voices, but you can come out the gate swinging, or you could tell the story. And like, which type of singer do you want to be? And I think he gave me that comparison because I sent him like a video of me singing the national anthem where I came out the gate swinging. And then I sent him All My Help where I told the story. So you were right, I guess.
I mean, well, it's one thing I think people don't understand, especially living in LA. Like, there's a different every aspect of the music industry is its own niche. So just because you play live music doesn't mean you can produce music. Just because you produce music don't mean that you can make instrumentals. Just because you make instrumentals don't mean that you can make hip hop, like knock hard heavy beats. So everyone has this role. So I think I was very intentional with just making sure we understood what type of moment we were trying to create. It's not a live moment. It's not just you sing whatever you want to sing.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's very choice, melismas, very choice high notes when you do this, and when you wait to sing it hard off. Like, everything is very choice, very, so that you can very specifically in the mood you want to put them in.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be releasing a video also. I didn't tell you this, but I'm working on a video for both versions of All My Help. out here. And then I'm also going to release a video. We got a really nice capture of me singing it out here by the poolside with the band that we have. It's a really beautiful moment. We got a great video, and I'm going to probably put that up within the next couple of days too, just to, remind folks about this song before we release the international remix. So with that being said, do you want to hear it? You want to hear a little? Okay, let's see. Let's see what it gives. Okay, without further ado, this is All My Help, the international remix. Times I came to you, you always know just what to do. And when my world is caving in, you give me peace from deep within. Pushing my way through the pain, hoping to see the light. All my help, all my help, all my help comes from the way. Run to me when you're calling. Okay, that's all you get. That's all you get. But the second verse takes off, and I can't wait for you to hear that part too. It's like this EDM crazy remix of the song that we created, and it just paints this new canvas. And it's probably not even translated over live as well as it should, because when I hear it in person, it just makes me like want to dance or go to a rave or work out, or like it just has that like drive to it that is really energetic. So what'd you think?
I absolutely love it. Actually, like the more I think on it, I'm like, wow, because I'm so used to hearing it as like this ballady type of thing.
Yeah.
But hearing it with the backbeat and hearing it in this EDM flair, it gets me excited because I'm trying to, as we're always trying to keep our fitness up, and I think I'm thinking of running like a 5K and all that. So I'm trying to already compartmentalize the music I need in my head, to keep me.
Right.
That's right up the alley, So I'm excited. I love it.
Yeah, well, shout out to David Collum II, who produced the international remix. And it's being curated through Correct Column Entertainment, which is his company. So I'm really excited. The song is going to be out on the 8th in the United States. That will be the 9th here in South Korea, and it'll be available on all platforms. I've got lots of exciting content related to the remix and related to the original that I'm going to be putting up and posting and doing in the next few days. So I hope, I want to thank you for coming on with me and, having this conversation and kind of getting a chance to explain, our process in writing the original song. And I'm just excited about everything that's next. I have more stuff coming too after this release that I think you're going to be very proud of.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm going to have to bring you back on and maybe give you another sneak peek of some other stuff.
But Yeah,
Thank you for coming on with me.
for sure. No, thank you for having me. I'm excited for the release January 8th and January 9th. Um,
Woo.
I'm definitely adding it to all my workout playlists, and uh, y'all should do the same.
Yeah. Tell everybody I said hi. Give Jen and Kyra and Ellery a hug for me. And hopefully I get to see you soon and maybe we'll write another banger.
Do it for sure.
All right. It's been fun.
All right, be easy.
All right, you too. Bye. Stay safe. Wear your mask.
For real.
Wear your mask. Don't let Amarion, Omarosa, Omnivore, whatever the virus is called, don't let it get you.
No, no.
Okay. Bye.